Yes, share your screen.
Yeah. Yeah, sharing the screen.
Yeah. Open MS Paint.
Paint. Yeah.
All right. Now make one box on the top. A small box in the middle. Little bit more horizontally. More horizontal. More horizontal. All right. No. Only horizontal. Let's say this is GitHub.
Okay.
Okay. This is GitHub organization. Now, let's say you are going to work on a project called Infosys.
Okay.
So you have a team. In a team, one must have a team leader, and rest all is a developer, right?
Yeah.
So on right hand side below, you create one box, a small box.
Yeah.
Let's say this is a team leader. And then make two box on left hand side. Let's say we are have developer 1, developer 2.
Okay. Yeah.
Right and left hand side.
Yeah.
Two boxes, one is developer 1, one is developer 2. Okay. So how the whole process work? Your team leader is going to create a repository in his local drive. Let's say the name of the repository is called Infi project. Who created? Not here, not here. It is GitHub.
Okay.
GitHub is not controlled by team leader or developer. It is only controlled by project manager.
Okay.
So team leader in his local laptop, he create a folder called, create a repo called Infi project.
So like this.
What we call it? We call it as a local repository.
Okay.
Means this repository is only available to team leader.
Okay.
Now the team leader wants that other developers should also access this repository to store their code. So what he's going to do? He publish this repository to GitHub. So take an arrow from Infi project to GitHub. And what he do? He do a publish.
From here.
So what he do? He publish this repository.
Okay.
The moment he publish that, the repository is available to on GitHub.
Okay. Okay.
Once this repository available on a GitHub, then how the project manager is going to call all other team? They are going to add, right?
Yeah.
They are going to add the team member as a collaborator. So every team member will have to accept the invitation from the email, right?
Yeah.
Once they accept the invitation from the email, they can get access of this repository.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the developers who used to work on their laptop or desktop to develop the code, they are going to clone this repository.
Okay.
So from GitHub to developer 1 and from GitHub to developer 2, take arrow. And say clone the repository. Once the repository clone, then the developers is going to, now everywhere you have an Infi project available, right? On their local laptop.
Yeah.
Okay. So once this Infi project or repository available on their local laptop, they can add a file, add their code. The moment the code get added, the code can need to commit.
Okay.
Once you commit, code need to push to github.com repository. So from local machine, the code will move to github.com local remote repository.
Okay.
All the developer will commit and push their code, and then the team leader to review their code, they are going to pull that code.
Okay.
Right? So we are going to do the same thing now. Go ahead and create a folder called Git demo in C drive.
C drive.
Now within this Git demo, create 3 folder. One is TL, one is dev1, one is dev2.
Which one? PM.
TL. TL, team leader.
Team leader.
Project manager to handling that.
Okay.
github.com.
Developer 1, developer 2. Sure.
Now to connect local laptop to the GitHub, there is a tool called GitHub Desktop.
Okay.
Go to Google and type GitHub Desktop.
Download.
Yeah. So this tool is allow you to connect your local laptop with desktop.
Okay. This will connect from our local desktop, right?
Yeah. So every developer or a team leader, they must have this tool installed in their machine.
Oh.
Yeah, it's open. Click that one. Sign into your github.com. Just say authorize. Say continue. Say finish. All right. So what is the option you are getting? Create a new repository on your hard drive, the third one. Very good. Type infi project. In description type, this is a project for Infosys. Now choose your folder, which is a TL1. Git demo.
Team leader, right?
Team leader, yes. Who is creating the folder? Team leader, right?
Okay.
Now click initialize this repository with readme and say create repository.
Okay.
So team leader created a local repository, right?
Yeah. Inside his machine.
Inside his machine. Now he wants that all other developers should access the same repository. So he go and say publish this repository.
Oh, okay.
When he publish, remove the checkbox, keep this code private and say publish the repository.
Okay.
So he create the repository and he publish the repository.
Okay. This is like a file share.
Something like, now go back to github.com and check. You must have your repository now available. Correct? Infi project, right? So if you have a team member who is sitting outside, then how will you invite? You go to setting.
Setting.
Setting. No. Repository setting. Your menus, na? Yeah. Last menu is setting.
Begin.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. I lost your voice. Sorry.
So click that one, github.com. And now you see on top, you have a manage access.
Yeah.
And then you are going to invite the collaborator. But here, you do not have anyone because you are also developer, you are also team leader, you are also developer too.
Okay.
Okay. So now what your team is going to do? Team is going to do a cloning. Correct? Open your MS Paint. What your team is going to do?
Clone repository.
Clone the repository. So now you are going to play the role of developer one. So
Okay.
go back to your GitHub desktop. So developer one will open his GitHub desktop. Launch GitHub desktop. Desktop.
Yeah.
And he go to file menu and he do clone the repository. Refresh it. Are you able to see a infi config? Yes. Select that one and choose your developer one folder. You are doing everything on your laptop, but actually in a real time, the developer one, this is how they do that. Okay. And just say clone. Good. Now do the same task with developer 2. Clone this in developer 2. All right. So all the team set, repository created, repository cloned. Now the developers is going to work on your their part of code. So go back to C drive. First go to developer one folder. On a top infi project, very good. On top, no, be there. On top of the URL, just type only command prompt. Yeah, just click that one and say CMD. Now open code space dot. Hit enter. Now the developer one launching their development environment where they are going to start a code, right?
Okay.
I think it is launched. Can you click? Yes. All right. So let's create a new file. You have a plus sign after in infi project where it is written. There is a one icon.
Yeah.
Infi project where it is written. Yeah. And just after that there is a one plus sign. Yes.
New file.
Yeah. Give it a name, maybe customer.java or whatever you like. Hit enter. Click customer. Just type that. This is my sample program. So we assume that this is a coding. Okay.
Sample coded.
Sample code. Now just go file and click save. Save all. All right. Go back to your GitHub desktop. Click current repository.
Repository.
Current repository. You see current repository? Yes. Drop down. Now you have a three info. If you take a cursor, it will take you that which info you are in. First one is a team leader, right?
Yeah.
Second one is a developer one. So click developer one. And what you see now?
The code has come here.
So your GitHub desktop automatically detect that a file has been added into the repository,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Now you can review your file. If you everything is all okay, just put a comment updated by developer one.
Okay. Yeah.
Just this is description. Above is a comment. Just above description is a comment. Say that updated by developer one. All right. Just say commit to main. So after commit, what he will do? He
The one
push.
push the origin.
So moment he push, his code is moved from his local repository to where? GitHub.com. Go back to GitHub.com. Go to code. Able to see your customer.java? Correct? Now the same way developer to develop his part of the code. So now go to the C drive, developer 2, again CMD. And say code space dot. New file in an infi project. In an infi project, you are actually creating outside. You are creating outside.
Okay.
Yes. Now you click. Yeah. Now you click plus sign. Yeah. It is inside infi project. So just type maybe order.java.
Order.java.
Yeah. So second developer create order.java. First is create customer. Just type any line. If you know the real code, you can type real code.
Real code?
You know Java?
No, I don't know.
Oh, then type only this is this is the code. Okay. Just save that file, save all. All right. Go back to your GitHub desktop. GitHub desktop. Switch to a dev2 directory. Gopi, you are in. You have to push the code, no?
Yeah, this one, right?
You already created the code. Go back to your GitHub desktop. Switch to Infi project for developer 2. Right? Put a comment updated by developer 2. What you have to do now?
Commit and push.
Commit. Push. Very good. Yes. First you have to pull. Pull. Why it's saying pull? Because you say that your repository already contains some code.
Okay.
Okay. So you say pull first. And now you push. So when you push, it is available on
GitHub.
GitHub. Refresh it. Correct?
Yes.
Right? Now the team leader wants to review this code.
Okay.
So what he will do? Go back, switch to your GitHub desktop, switch to your team leader, and he will go to repository menu and say pull. Once he pull, you go back to your C drive, go to team leader, Infi project, say CMD, code space dot. Yes, he has both the code now, correct?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Understood the whole flow now?
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's repeat the task. Add a new file in developer 1, push the code, then add the new file in developer 2, push the code, then pull
Okay.
the code in.
Okay.
You are already in developer one. Your code is already open. Now you do not need to do this. Go back to your code, VS code. Go to developer one code. Yes. And just add the new file, or maybe update the same file, whatever you like. Go to file and save. Switch to in GitHub desktop. Switch to developer one. Right. Maybe put a comment, updated the code by developer one. Push to origin. Yeah, say fetch. Pull origin. Pull origin means because developer 2 already committed some code. And now go to push. Good. Go back and check.
Yep.
GitHub.com. You must have a customer.java updated. Refresh it. Click customer.java. Correct. Now the developer 2 again update his file, or maybe add new file, whatever you like. Refresh your repository. Oh, you have not pushed. Okay. Correct. What the team leader will do to review?
So he'll go to his desktop, and then
Go to repository menu and pull it. Once you pull it, you can go to his GitHub his VS code. You must able to see updated one. Go to team leader VS code, Visual Studio code. You see takeplace.java now?
yeah.
So you can review. You understood the flow now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how the team used github.com to work each other.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now let's say a scenario where a same code is used by multiple developer.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So in a developer one, go and create a file called calculator.java. In Yeah, just create a new file, give it a name called calculator.java. Click that. Just type
Right.
class
Yeah.
calculator, open a bracket, enter, and take a equal to 10, enter, b equal to 20, b equal to 20. Save this file, push this file.
Save all.
Yeah. The same file is now getting updated by developer 2. Next part of the code.
Okay.
So go to github.com, GitHub desktop. GitHub desktop, first you have to push now.
Okay.
All right. Now go and check in your GitHub desktop. It should be available.
Yeah.
Correct. Calculator.java is available now.
Yeah.
Now your developer tool is going to update the same file, but their piece of code. So go back to GitHub desktop, switch to developer 2 first. Go to repository menu and say pull. Once you pull,
Okay.
this calculator.java must be available to you. Go back to your VS code.
Yeah.
Click that one. Now you add new line after 20.
Okay.
C equal to A plus B. Enter,
Mhm.
print C. Correct? So now same file he is modifying, right?
Yeah.
So in a real development environment, this is how the multiple developer work on a single project.
Oh. Oh.
One is doing this, one is doing this, but the file is remain same,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
Correct?
Yeah.
Now go and file and say save all, push this one, go back now and you go back to your GitHub desktop, commit and push.
The file will keep a version, right? It will save the overwrite. Oh. It is overwritten. Hello?
1 minute.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct.
Okay,
So now you see that your calculator.java, which contains the updated code.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Now go back by the team leader. Team leader, what they do? They pull this one, right?
Yeah.
Go to the team leader. Desktop first now. And then they review the code in their own coding platform. So go to their VS Code. Say calculator.java. Right. So you understood now how the whole actual development environment, how it connect with the Git client, how the Git client is connect with github.com. So you have a development environment. Which development environment you are using? Visual Studio environment, right?
Yeah.
So how your Visual Studio connect with your Git repository local,
Okay.
and then how your local Git client tool connect to your github.com.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Right? Now this is a real life simulation. Only thing is that you are typing one line of code, but in an actual environment, they type 1,000 line of code. That's it.
Yeah.
Correct? But the environment remains same. No change in the environment.
Okay.
So if you have to go and narrate someone, you have a DevOps experience. People will ask. First
Okay.
question they ask, okay, in which environment, what is your development environment?
Okay.
So basically they want to know in which language you are developing the application, or in which tool you are using to develop the application. So you can say that we are using VS or Visual Studio environment.
Okay.
Which language you are developing a code, it's depend.
Okay.
Sometimes it is a Java, sometimes it can be React, sometimes it can be a .NET.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
Right? Then how your team is going to collaborate each other? We are collaborating each other using GitHub.
Okay.
How your team is going to connect your local development environment with github.com using a Git client called Git Desktop.
Okay.
Okay. So open a notepad and write all these questions because these are the valid questions which is going to be might be asked when you try to switch your job.
Okay.
So what is the first questions? What is your development environment? What is your development environment? It depends, but mostly you have Java and .NET, but sometimes Python also. What is your development tool? We use Visual Studio tool to develop the code. Third, how your development environment or development tool integrate or connect or communicate with GitHub. Using Git client, Git desktop. What is the operations of GitHub? What is the operation of GitHub or Git?
What is the operations of GitHub?
GitHub. So which all operation you did? Git add, enter, Git repo,
Sorry, enter.
Git add,
Okay.
Git repo, Git commit, Git push, Git pull, Git clone or clone, etc. These are the basics operations of GitHub which you are using. Correct?
Yeah.
You understood how you have to prepare yourself now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So now tomorrow we are going to see that currently when you go to github.com, go to github.com. Now this all code which you are able to see, order.java, calculator.java, customer.java, takeplace.java. Now calculator.java, who created, who updated, by seeing this file you can't see until unless you do not go to the history.
Yeah.
So as a project manager, it is really tough for me if I have to manage 10,000 files.
Yeah.
Correct? Because your code can contain 10,000 files,
Yeah.
1 lakh files.
Correct.
So it is impossible for him to understand who did what.
Correct.
So how the project manager is going to know that developer 1 what he did, developer 2 what he did, and developer 3 what he did. So that is called a branching strategy. Okay. So we are going to see tomorrow how we can use a branching strategy in GitHub. Okay.
Fine, Naveen.
Okay. Chalo. See you tomorrow.
Fine. Thank you.
Thank you.